morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, everybody. Sam, hello. And say 10 with the purple heart. How you guys doing? John Beatty, how's it going? Oh, I hope you're well. I'm sorry it's messy. Hugo, hello. It's good coffee this morning. Had a late night doing all that tweaking to the site. I'm excited to show you guys what's new, what I fixed, and what Tim Ricks and I got up to over the weekend. Oh yeah. Hey, A, good to see you. Newforia, you are new here, I think. I don't think I've seen you. Good morning. Mustafa, hello, hello. Hey, Moby. Oh man, Dan, thank you for the follow. Dan Latif. Yeah, sorry I'm late, guys. Just had some stuff to finish out this morning before I jumped on. Well, right on. Well, welcome. So, God, we got a lot of catching up to do. I was up late last night, so my brain is just like not functioning. I was up until about 4 a.m. just jamming on this thing. Back in the old days, what I would do is I'd like go get clients during the day, and then at night I would throw on a show on my second monitor, and I would basically watch the show and then work on the project. And I'd get into this flow state, and I haven't been there for a while. And last night it was like it was great. I was just jamming on this thing. So I got a lot of bugs squashed, and I'm pretty stoked. For those of you guys who are new, I'm working on my personal website. That's what the stream is about, but I like to chat, see what's up. Happy for you, man. I love that feeling. Yeah, that flow state is just huge. And there's one thing where it's like you're flowing, but you're like 100% focused on things, right? But then you have those things where you're just jamming. You're enjoying the show that you're watching. I'm watching The Startup, by the way. Great show. The show's going, and then you're doing your thing, and it's just like this. It doesn't feel like you're working, which is awesome. What are you guys up to? How was your weekend? We had a great weekend. We actually got to see my parents and my brother and their family all at once. So we quarantined all last week, and then everybody took a test on Thursday, and finally got everybody together. And that's the first time that all of the kids have gotten together, all of the my brother and my parents and God, probably 2.5 years now. So it was really cool. It was really great to see the kids playing together and all that kind of good stuff. Ate too much sugar? No, hey, gotta get off that. I'm on day 51 of 75 hard. Day 51. Got my gallon. I gotta make some progress on that. Other than that, good weekend. That's cool. Yeah, I'm anti-sugar right now. You got to introduce your 1-year-old nephew to Godzilla last weekend? What? That's a little young, Zach. Jordan had a similar family reunion vibes as well as friends in the park. Dreamy. That's awesome. Yeah. That's cool. What are you guys jamming on this week? What's on the agenda? Anybody applying for jobs or doing anything crazy like that? A little update with my brother. My brother is he's just jamming. He is just so for those of you guys who don't know his story, went to Full Sail for, I think it was audio production and composition, and graduated, tried to find a job, couldn't really find a job in the South that kind of fit his degree, and so he started a business, and now he is just he's bringing it in, repeat clients, retainers, of course he's got me on his shoulder, trying to keep him from making the same mistakes I did back in the day. But yeah, he's doing great. Yeah, it was in Orlando, exactly. Applying this week? Euphoria, what are you applying for? What kind of job? Got to start them young. Multi-Micah, it's good to see you live as well. Cutting sugar for me is the worst, eh? Seriously, I can't. My God. I mean, I've done it for 51 days now, but it's not my favorite thing in the world at all. Phelp finished uni last Monday. Congrats! Congrats! So now you're making a quick portfolio to apply for a job this Friday, and then hopefully spending more time doing a proper portfolio. Right on. Excellent. Oh, the two Hugos in the chat. 3D generalist? Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Using stevia or monk fruit? No, that's part of the challenge. So we decided to go really simple on our diet because you can choose whatever. It's just 75 days of the diet. So we chose no sugar and no processed carbohydrates. So like bread, crackers, tortillas, chips, that kind of thing. And that's it. Like, and then the other thing is just like trying to eat reasonably healthy. So no like high fat, that kind of thing. And part of it was no artificial sweeteners. So it's like we're just not feeding the cravings. So yeah. Mustafa, 2 product design interviews this week. Excellent. Good luck. Good luck. The best Hugos out there. 2 of them. Yep. Exactly. Well, cool. So should we jump right in? I'm kind of excited to just share with you what I've created here. All right. Yeah, look at that. Published 6 hours ago. That tells you something. Okay, let's go to the now page, and then I'll share my screen with you guys. All right.
And nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that, because you don't know who you're going to be.
Okay. All right, so here's the now page. We've seen this, but what's operational right now, and I'm not sure if you guys can tell on your screens, but the grain is animated in the back end. So Tim Ricks helped me with some issues that I was having there. Turns out the easy solution is just to get a GIF and have it repeat, and that's it. So pretty simple. You guys have seen most of this, right? You've seen these hover effects and some of the other stuff here. The one thing I have to do tonight probably is just to get all my sliders to work. Those are all not working, which is why I have this like horizontal overflow. But they will work very soon. All right. Then what's pretty cool is that the light mode and dark mode works. And the cool thing is that it remembers your preference as you move through the site. So, and it changes pretty much everything. We did this with a little jQuery. We were able to add a class to the body, which changed pretty much everything. And that kind of capability of changing classes is so hot. All right, so menu works a lot better right now. So there we got a nice kind of like easing out. And then when we close it, it goes back towards the same direction. So I probably still need to tweak the animation on that side, but we're getting there. We are getting there. And then the hover effect has something very new. Ready? Oh boy. We got a cursor takeover. So again, I don't know if you can see this, but it's actually rotating. The text is rotating. Now we played around with, and I say we, Tim helped me out with this a lot. We played around with having that text be like supersized, right? And kind of like almost wrapping around the screen, and so you would only see a section of it, but it just didn't work. And so it just switches images between the items here. Chris Photograph, thank you for the follow. So yeah, this is pretty cool, right? All right, so then we go to resources, and again, it remembers your light mode, dark mode preference. Okay, and then the big issue that I was having was last night was that when we went with dark mode on the form, it was not working right, and we fixed that. So we got this, got then, and then the email address would be, and we've got our hover effect button working pretty dang cool. So all of those borders, all of those radio buttons, all that kind of stuff, took some custom code to get it to switch between light mode and dark mode, but I think we're in really good shape here. Yeah, so that's all the new stuff, all the new fancy stuff. I think that's about it. But we're kind of like, we're pretty close here. Now, you know, we just need to do some small refinements here and there, and then add our custom cursors to everything else, and add content. And we're kind of done. Yeah, thanks guys, appreciate that. I did record my time with T. Ricks. I did, and he was gracious enough to spend 2 hours on a Zoom call with me on a Friday night. Dude is amazing. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Cornelius. I'm glad you made it on time. I did not. Yeah, Moby, the animated GIF, honestly, it's the easiest way. We did it with CSS, and that worked, but then we were having to change blending modes between the light mode and the dark mode. But because the GIF actually has white particles as well as dark particles inside it, it just works with a normal opacity, right? So that's the way that we found was pretty easy. And yeah. Oh, I also added a hover color there, or a select color. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, it's just nice to just those little touches, you know? I just pulled the GIF from one of Tim's websites that he already made. Yeah. Using jQuery to add a simple tag on the body sounds like a very large dependency for the goal. Is it only for that? Yeah. Yep. I think so, if I understand your question correctly. What it does is when you hit this dark mode switch, which we still have to animate, it adds a mode 2 class to the body, which switches the background color and the text color. And then the other thing that I did was, I'll show you a little bit of custom code that I was working on last night. Solo, thank you. Let's see. Yeah, so I was getting tired of remembering the hex codes. And so what I did was, let's see if you can see that. I created CSS variables, I think they're called, to store all of my hex codes. And then I also created 2 variables to store the text color and the background color. And so for some of those like form issues that I had where the border of the form and the background of the form were not responding to the mode 2 switch, what I did was I basically switched the color of the variables. So you can see here, mode 2 with everything, I changed the variable, you know, whatever that hex code was stored in, I just switched that. And so that way, whenever I was calling those variables in border colors and stuff like that, it just switched the values. It's like a few lines of JavaScript, no need for jQuery if it's not required for anything else. It's just going to slow everything down. I may have the language wrong. It might be JavaScript. Zoom back out here so I can show you. So let's see. Yeah, so this is it right here. Right there. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that. zoom in. Is that JavaScript or is that jQuery? Ah, thanks, Sam. Okay, so that's JavaScript. So there you go. So I was wrong. It's JavaScript, not jQuery. We use jQuery for something else though, and I don't remember what it was. Is that it? I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know the difference between jQuery and JavaScript. Okay, yeah, so it was this right here, and I think that this was, so when you click the nav button, it was toggling the class of no scroll on the body to kind of lock the scroll position in place. And then this invert here, which there was 3 switches, which is crazy. So like we had to add this class of invert because, we'll go back to the designer. So I have these menu lines here. Oh, not there. Here. So I have these menu lines, right? And they right now are as they're supposed to be styled. They're black lines on the white background. And so when you open the menu, it's supposed to invert, you know, to white. And then when you hit the dark mode, light mode switch here, it's supposed to invert again. And then when you close it, it's supposed to invert back to light. So we had to do like a triple switch on that, which was a little bit gnarly, but we figured it out. That probably took the most time. Just simple things like that, because like you have to be able to switch dark mode and light mode in 2 different places with 2 different backgrounds. Yeah. So he's awesome at that kind of stuff, and I'm happy to say that the CSS was yours truly, all mine. Super stoked. Okay, so now we're gonna work on our responsive stuff today, and I think we can get the brunt done. But what do you guys think? Like, it's pretty good, right? Is it going better with JavaScript? Haven't touched it except for this project. Oh, Cirrus, hello. Yeah, I'm stoked. And I'm also stoked that I'm learning in the process. Yeah, not bad. I'm just fishing for compliments, you guys. It's cool. All right. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of massage the font size on desktop, because I was browsing on my MacBook Pro a couple of nights ago and I noticed that the type size was a little small. So I'll probably do that on the MacBook Pro so that I can just like see it on a smaller screen. So we'll leave that alone right now. But the nice thing about Webflow is that you have predefined breakpoints here that you can edit your CSS at each level. And one of the things that I do, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but inside my containers, right? Inside these content containers, let's go ahead and zoom in here so you can see what's going on. All right, so let's do this one. So inside this content container, I have these divs called 4-column, 3-column, 2-column. It basically counts the number of columns up to 5 that take a certain percentage of the page width. And this makes it really easy to do responsive stuff, because basically we're just going to stack the columns. So here we have a container that has a 1-column and a 3-column item in it. And at different breakpoints, we'll make these different widths. So let's see, maybe over on the collab page, there's a good one. Yeah, so here's a content container that has 5 1-column units, 5 1-column divs in there. And when we go to, say, this breakpoint, where it's a tablet breakpoint, we don't necessarily want to stack them in a single column. We kind of want to wrap them, maybe like have 2 columns versus 1, if that makes sense. So we're able to adjust the width of the 1 column div at each breakpoint to reflect what it needs to be. That sounded confusing coming out. It makes a lot of sense in my head. So what's the future of these streams after you finish the site? We'll do other sites. Yeah, we'll do other stuff. I think that this is like a really good time for me to make things. So I want to keep doing that. Yeah, for sure. This is absolutely not this stream, but the video that's going to come out of these streams is sponsored by Webflow. All right. So here we're working on the tablet breakpoint for Webflow, and that goes from 991 pixels down to 768 pixels. The first thing that I want to do is adjust the body font size. So you'll notice that it's still using EMs here. So right now we're set at 1.3 EMs, and that gets super small as we scale things down. I think that the whole wizardry thing is great for desktop, browsers at all sizes, but at this point, I'm probably gonna want to convert everything to pixels. The breakpoints here are so small that like it's not gonna matter much what the body font size is. Like we can set it on a pixel value, and it's just, we're working with, let's see, 200 pixels difference in width in this breakpoint, so it's not going to matter too terribly much. So we'll start there. Let's go ahead and edit that. So right now you can see the body is set to 1 VW as the type size. Wondering why I can't. Say body, so value comes from body all pages, but I'm in body all pages. Oh, okay, so it's because body all pages on the desktop. So let's go ahead and change this. Let's just try 18 pixels. And we're gonna analyze this piece right there. Okay. Yeah, 16 sounds about right. So what we can do is we can say, all right, so 16 times 1.3 EMs. What is that math? Let's try. So 16 times, oops. So that's a font size of 20.8, which is pretty great. So we'll keep that there. Now we have to, manage all this stuff. And you notice that the first thing that happened there was, at the narrower part of the breakpoints, this whole layout just totally shatters. So we got to do some fixing here. All right, so the simple way to do this is to start with one of our 1 columns and just adjust the width. So right now it's set to 20% because it's a 5-column layout. Let's just go ahead and set this to 50%. Okay, and then in our content container, oh, I see. Okay, so we're gonna have to get rid of that combo class and edit. But you can see that the content is basically running out of the screen. We're just gonna wrap the children. Wrap them up. JW Milburn, thank you for the follow. Dev on these breakpoints is so hard because the screen height and pixel densities are completely different on those devices. Makes it hard to know if it looks right without publishing and checking. Yeah, absolutely. I actually have a bunch of devices that I usually check my work on, so definitely be doing that, probably off stream. Okay. Wrapping children since, did you say 2005? All right, so that looks kind of cool, and we will run a combo class on this one. Put empty, and we'll just display none. So now we have a nice grid there. Okay, so we need to add some padding, some margins to the bottom of these things. And maybe we'll do like 3M. Actually, let's go ahead and do margin bottom, medium. Nope, that didn't do it. Should have these combo classes set up, but it's not working. There we go. Looks about right. Okay. All right, so once we've handled these like one column grids, one thing you might be wondering is like, okay, well, why didn't that fix this, right? And it's because if we go into our grid here, you can see these are set to 2 column. And so at this point, like, I don't think that we need 2 columns here. So I'm just gonna set these to, instead of 40% width, we'll make these 100% width. And then it starts wrapping. I wonder why it keeps doing that. I think I forced a, oh, I see. It's because I'm hitting that symbol. Okay. So one thing I'm noticing here is that it might be a little wide. So instead of going 100%, maybe we'll stick to like 80% there. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Okay, and we just go through our columns and make sure everything is correct. So this one column, we can add the combo class of empty here. And just need to make sure it doesn't affect desktop. Good. So that I'll hide it there. And all right, I need to edit this left nav here. It is crazy. Just set the width to like 2 EM for now, so that way we're not clicking on it all the time. Lexus Design, thank you for the follow. What are we drinking today? We got coffee, Boy and the Bear. I'm not sure what it is because it's brand new. But it's awesome. It's gone. Josiah, well, great to have you, even if you're late. All right, so 4 column, we'll go ahead and make that 100% width. And obviously we've got some issues here, so let's go in and see what's up. All right, so we've got details, which is a flex horizontal, so we'll just switch this to vertical on responsive. Okay. So running into one issue here is that when we did that, we have our div block that actually has the button inside. And then we've got our 2 column text layout. And normally I like to have the header and then the text and the button. So this is an interesting problem to solve. You bought a ton of the Good and Gathers for the office and the apartment? That's awesome. That's actually what we're drinking today. Because I'm out of coffee, unfortunately. Yeah, Good and Gather. Ginger Peach is the seltzer today. Which one did you get, Josiah? Ginger Peach is one of my favorites. Mango is like the ultimate. But man, the key lime is absolutely god tier. But that's LaCroix. All right, new cup. Ginger mango. What? That's good. You can change the order of the elements using flex order property. This is true. Unfortunately, I've got the heading and the button wrapped in a div, and then I've got the paragraph wrapped in a div. So we have a little bit of an issue. This is where normally I sit at the screen and stare for a while. But that doesn't make a good stream. All right, I think I have to take this out of a 2-column div because it's adding the padding here, which we don't want because it's double padding, right? It's inside this 4-column and then inside the 2-column. It works on desktop, but it does not work on mobile. And I think I got to get this button out of this wrapper here. So let's go back to desktop and figure out a different way to do this. Now I could take this link block and just bring it out, or set it inside. Which is not terrible. Like that's actually kind of cool. Then I could make this heading a little bit longer. Go ahead and remove that. And we'll do Twitch stream paragraph. Wrapper, and we'll just set this to like a 50% width. Add a little bit of padding on the top there. Bring that down to the X height of our heading here. Okay, I think that works. The other way we could solve it is just by doing like a negative margin and putting this on a different row and then kind of forcing it up into this area. But I actually kind of like it better over here. Stare directly into the camera. Yeah. Natalie, sketch it. So would you say learning these programs like Webflow is more sought after than JavaScript as far as what the industry or jobs are looking for? I'm in school at the moment, getting a certificate in web design, and they rely heavy on JavaScript. Okay. I think you can do both. I think that like Webflow is a great way to learn front end, like CSS, HTML, if you pair it with a course that teaches you the fundamentals, which is what I lacked. So I think like being able to see in this box the difference between margin and padding, for example. This is great. Margin is outside, padding is inside. But like there's things like, what's the purpose of a heading tag? What does this H1, H2 even mean, and what's the difference between that and then just classing a piece of text to look like a heading? So I think that like you have to pair Webflow with fundamentals, but this is a great way to see the code in action as you're building it, for more like visual and kinesthetic learners, I guess. But I would definitely, if you're still in school, if you're young, if your brain is moldable, learn the languages, because it just unlocks so much for you. You know, you start to know what's possible, which is really great. Okay, so by switching that, I think we just solved our problem there. Yep, there it is. So we'll just get rid of this width. Maybe 80%. Maybe we can go EM, so. Nice. Let's get this out onto a tray. Nice. Okay, so this is going to be a problem here because maybe we just get rid of the height. Let's try it and see. Webflow made coding visual. If that makes any sense, you get visual feedback at all times when you're building something. That's true, but your options are visual. So like, for example, to hide something, right? Unless you know to type in display none, or you have like some kind of CSS cheat sheet in front of you, you don't know that that might be an option. So that's where it kind of lays out the code options, I guess you have, for lack of a better word, right here in a visual way. Because like, yeah, if you use a good text editor and you know you have your browser preview right there, you can see things as you change, but you may not know, you know, what to type. That makes sense. Okay, let's check this out. Yeah, that worked. Nope. Hang on. Okay, so that did not work. So we need to set a height for that Twitch stream here. Captain Price chilling on the background. I am a Call of Duty fan. It is the truth. This was also originally built as the gaming computer and then switched things over to streaming and just never even noticed the background. All right, let's try that one more time, see how that looks. Yeah, that looks better. There it is. Okay. So we got a hot mess here. All right, let's see. Okay. So a couple problems. Number one, our width here 3 column is kind of squeezing these form fields too far. And then we do not have enough room for all 4 of our buttons, our radio buttons here. So we got to do some changes. So easiest thing, let's go ahead and change the width of the column. This is a 3 column, so we'll go ahead and make that 100% width. So that kind of fixes a little bit here. And then with this form wrapper, just switch this to vertical and then add some bottom margin to these form fields. Xenos King, good morning and thank you for the follow. Yeah, so Natalie, I think that the answer for me would be both. But again, totally up to you. All right, let's see. Maybe 4 EM. Way too far. Change the width there. And then since we added our bottom margin here, we probably don't need to have any on that specific div, on the wrapper div. So we'll change that. There we go. Hey, Peter. Okay. Well, good to see you. I did. It is up and running. Well, smoothly for the most part. It was a little bumpy there in the beginning. Okay, so we kind of need to wrap these radio buttons, which is not ideal. But like, you know, the hover effect is not really going to work on mobile that well. So let's see how this goes. Let's try wrapping it first. Okay, I just noticed something here is the, okay, so we've got margin there. I wonder why it's syncing lower on mobile, because these are like the transforms are set with pixel values. It's fine. Let's see. So we've got this container here, and then we've got our main wrapper, which has the 3D borders. So you can see like when you hover, it moves the button up and right, which gives it that like 3D extrusion effect. But for some reason, when it settles back in there, it's cutting off like a pixel of the border. So I'm not sure why. Let's try just going 9 pixels here. Let's see if that makes any difference there. It's really strange. Any guesses as to why that's happening? Oh, well, that might be it right there. Can you guys see that? Look at that 3D nonsense here. So we basically have the 3D borders overlapping the button, which is causing all sorts of issues. Does thinking out loud on stream help you think through problems easier? No, not at all. Not at all. It's fun, but no. Yeah, it's not stressful at all. There it is. Okay, so the margins here were set to EMs versus pixels. So I actually need to change that back in desktop. So that way when anyway, I have the 3D extrusion set to a pixel value versus an EM because the EM resulted in a really jagged triangle. So the way that we constructed these last time was this little edge here is an actual triangle that we created with a border. The top side and the left side are transparent, and then the bottom and the right side have a border color. And when it was set to EMs, it was kind of jagged, like it would dip in the middle. So that fixed it, I believe. Yeah, okay. So we'll just make sure we have... Oh. Main wrapper. And we'll set this back to like -10 and 10 pixels there. Okay, and we should be good, yeah. Nice. Okay, so this is where Flex is good but not great because we have this radio wrapper and we're saying that all of the children will wrap. So like these radio buttons, you know, if we didn't have this wrapping enabled, right, they would run off the screen, which would cause a whole host of problems. So we set it to wrap, but now we've got this kind of like Lone Ranger down here, and it looks a little bit strange. So what I want to do is wrap both of them. Now, if we were using grid instead of flex, we could just set the number of columns that we wanted to have, but I don't think that we can do that with flex. So the way I'm going to solve that problem is just to add a little bit more margin on the sides of these buttons. So right now we've got 0.6 EMs. So we'll just go ahead and increase that until we see the wrap that we want. I also want to add some margin on the bottom. So the only thing I'm concerned about with this now I'm looking at it is that it doesn't really look like radio buttons when they're wrapped. Set that to 1.8. There we go. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. Is there a reason why we didn't use CSS Grid for the grid layout? I'm just not a fan. I don't know. I find it a little bit unpredictable. But this is actually a perfect use case for that if we wanted to go that route. But what would happen then is like this interview button would be perfectly in line with the one above. So instead of like a list, like appearing like a list that's wrapping, you'd have two very distinct columns. And I'm not sure that that's what we want to go for. The message label, it's floating incorrectly already. What was the error? Is it? I don't think so. What am I seeing? See anything amiss? Let me know. Okay. Now the other thing that we could do is just simply edit the size of the buttons, because these are pretty massive. If we're looking at a like an iPad, or what is this, Surface Pro, iPad Pro 10.5 inch, those buttons are pretty massive, so we could just size those down to fit, which may be a good option. And I think on a phone, you might actually rather have a drop down, but I don't think that we can do that without adding a whole another field and then hiding it on mobile. So we'll just stick to the radio buttons. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this a bit smaller, and we will do that is change our font size. So all of our measurements are set in EMs. So all the, let's see, radio content. So all of the paddings that kind of separate out the, like make the button size different. And then the typography is set, to 16. So let's see. See if this label is, nope, it's set to EMs as well. So in theory, what we can do is we can grab the container for this 3D button and then just simply change the size of the type. Maybe we can make this like 13. So there we go. We're already reducing the button size. Super easy. And I think if we were to do that in EMs, should scale. No, it doesn't scale. Okay. Okay, edit the margin there. And we're good for now. For now. Okay, so we need to fix this button as well. And this was our margins here that were the issue. So we'll go back to desktop, edit those 10 pixels. That should fix it on there. Great. Yeah, Xenos, yes, basically, but there's other things too. Okay, so what about the message label? Did I miss something? If I did, let me know. All right, so now we can start messing with our other type sizes, which need to be edited because some of them are garishly huge. Okay, so we'll start with heading massive, and we'll start reducing this in size until it makes sense. I think the longest heading that we have is over on resources. So we'll go ahead and start turning that down a little bit until it fits. Okay. Check that over on the collab page. Oh, it's so wimpy. That's what it's got to be, though. Okay. Matter of fact, as we're doing this, what we can do is we can go over to our style guide. So this is super handy that we've created this in the beginning, because obviously looking at our heading 1 versus our heading 2, like the hierarchy just got destroyed. So if I take a look, we've got the heading 1. For some reason it's set in VW. That is so weird. All right, so it's 6.77 EMs. Hold up. Oh, that's weird. That's why right there. Okay. So I guess there was some leftover styling in there where it was calling VWs instead of EMs or pixels. All right, so heading 1, I'm not entirely sure where we use that. Let's check with the collab page here. Okay, so I think it was used here. Nope. Yeah, that's heading 1. And then here it is as well. So that's that 6.77 EMs. Your last project was doing that, it would automatically change EM to VW. Interesting. Is it because your body size was set in EMs and it was relating, or in VWs, and it was just relating to that? Okay, so we can basically start turning this stuff down on tablets. So we've got 5 EMs there, heading 2. Here we go. 3.5, something like that. And we can adjust these in our document. Let's see, what is this heading 5 doing? Ah, see there, leftover styling from the old site. So we'll reset that. Say 7 is good. 0.7. So we already styled our massive heading, and then we've got this big heading, which needs to be toned down. And our content heading as well. That shows up on like the blog posts and stuff like that. Okay, so you can see here, here's one of the heading 1s. That's wrapping really weird. So we'll probably want to edit all H1 headings. I thought we did that already. Oh, look at what we did. We added a class. That's dumb. Need to edit all H1 headings. Oh, I hate that. So we just added a class to pretty much all of this. Oh, that sucks. There we go. So those classes matter. Meta class is good. Caption class is good. Paragraph. Okay. There we go. Now it's starting to look a little bit more reasonable. We can see all of the type in action. What is this? What do we got here? This link. Guess we do need to reset that. There we go. Okay. So this will be the basic hierarchy in our type system, and we'll have to go through and just edit this on page to make sure it looks right. Travis, hello. Welcome. Hey, thanks for joining. We'll probably see you later. How's everybody else doing? You guys hanging in there? What are you working on? Are you working on something simultaneously? Let's see. Let me go back to collab. All right, so we're starting to look pretty good here. All right, so you notice that we have to class some of these H2s, right? Because these are secondary headings that show sections on the page, but we class them as heading 1 to match our H1s just for aesthetic reasons. So we have to kind of size those down. And I think we had 5. Pretty sure that'll match. Making a logo for an event at work. Nice. Very cool. Okay, we're looking pretty good here. I kind of want to bring those together, but I'm noticing that I class the margin top small, so I think I have to remove that class. And that looks a little bit better here. Let's see, 2 column doesn't have any margin on it. Oh, I see. So we've got a little bit of margin on our heading 1, so we'll tune that down just a little bit. Ooh, that's huge. Can't be having that. I think 7 was okay. There we go. Just published your freelance site last night. That's cool. Post the link. Let's take a look. In a weird phase from being an industrial designer to becoming a branding identity designer. Interesting. Hugo, were you doing like physical product design? Because that is awesome. I have so much respect. All right, over at the one, let's see. Saw the Santa Monica office set up for the new tenant. Looks amazing. Yeah, thanks. That is all Jessie, Chris's wife. Well, cool. Let's check this out real quick. Published last night. Let's take a look. Ooh, fancy. Oh, look at that. Is the lighting moving according to the mouse position? That's cool. Love the gradient in the background. Oh snap, we got the scrolly background. Nice. Y'all, the menu is really where you can flex. Just all the cool stuff. I'm obsessed with finding great menus. This is pretty cool. So we got one case study. I like it. That was a nice fade in. Is that it? I want more. Like your grid though. Very cool. Excellent. Nice job. I'm not huge on putting the prices on your actual website. I'd much rather price out the client, but it looks cool. Ooh, nice. An embedded Calendly situation here. That's excellent. Good job, dude. Excellent job. Uh-oh. I just scrolled way up on chat. Oh no, and I realized I've only been looking at Twitch chat. I'm so sorry, YouTubers. I'm gonna pay attention to you now, I promise. Yeah, the services section grids were really cool. Good job, dude. Congrats on the publish. I know that's that can be a little nerve-wracking. And if that's nerve-wracking, you should try designing live on stream. All right, let's see. Got a 4-column layout here. I think just need to reduce distance. Let's take a look at the hover effect, see how that works. It doesn't, because we turned it off. The Marine from Texas over on YouTube. Hello. I'm glad that you caught me live, and I'm so sorry for being absent from the chat. God. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and trigger this on tablet just in case somebody's really weird and they're looking at like 3 browser windows next to each other on a 13-inch MacBook Pro. Yeah, that works. I think that's totally fine. Although, so it's 100% that way. Let's see what's going on here. Our image wrapper. Oh, I see. Okay. So we're a little huge here. Positioned absolute by EMs. And let's go ahead and just tone this down just a bit. Just by 30. Even a little bit shallower. And we can position this thing. A bit nicer. This is for the 3 people who will ever see this at this browser width. There, and preview one more time. Yep, that works. Okay, y'all, I got to change that that light green. There's like 0 contrast between that and the background. You'll see it on these cards down here. Jordan, I would add $1,000 to your logo package design. Yeah, absolutely. Or just don't put the pricing on your website. I guess you could have like a private pricing website, and then you could have like a couple tiers. Like if it's a really big client, then you send them to the expensive one. but we don't have a market value for what we sell, right? We don't sell milk. It's not a commodity that has a market value. And so I would definitely recommend pricing client, which means basing your pricing on the client's value system than anything. Okay. All right, so here's a good example where that flex feature where you can change the order is going to really help. So I've got this 2-column div up here that contains the book review, and then the 3-column div which contains the image. And what I really want is I want the image to be on top. So we're going to take this content container and add a class to it. We'll do that on desktop just to make sure. We'll get rid of the margin class real quick. We'll go content container flip. We won't make any changes to this on desktop, but on tablet, we will switch the order. So that little button right there. And at that point, then we can add our margin bottom large back on here. Okay. All right. So then we've got our 2-column center align. I don't think I want that center alignment anymore because it's kind of like indenting, or this text wrapper centered. It's indenting the text away from the edge of the image, and I think I want to bring that back. So I'll just go ahead and remove this. And then for good measure, we'll add in some margin at the top. There we go. So it's super easy. And had I not had that flip button in Webflow, right? Let's see. Right here, I would have never known that existed. Sage inspired. Hi, I'm Amy and new to web design and Twitch. I'm a WordPress dork. I have to start using Webflow too. I would highly recommend it. Absolutely. And welcome. Welcome to the chat. All right, let's see. I'm seeing that this heading 1 needs a little bit extra margin here. It's a little tight on the meta. But what's cool is on desktop, you can see this is actually a 2-column layout right here, right where the toolbox is. When we go to mobile, those columns stack up and it's pretty perfect. Okay, so this is going to be a slider and I want to keep those here. But one thing I will do is set the slider item size to be a little bit less wide. So we'll do, I don't know, maybe 18 EM. That way you kind of get to see a little bit more. Same thing with the card. I'll turn that down to 24. Yeah, I like that better. So just set a max width on that heading so that way it'll wrap. It was a little too wide before. Okay, that page is looking pretty good. We'll find like little bugs here and there that we need to squash, but overall, we're in good shape. So here's one thing I'm noticing. Our section is set up to have 3 EMs worth of padding on either side, and that's good. But I think we need to change that just a little bit. So we have a little less padding on the sides, but we still need to be a little bit left aligned and room enough for this menu item to show up. So let's see, we've got content container. And I'm trying to remember where I set this. Let's take a look at desktop. Okay, so you can see I set padding, more padding on the right of that section to give this, left nav room to breathe. I think I need to do the same thing on tablet because it looks a little weird. So maybe we do that. And then decrease this down to maybe 1 EM. So we get that slightly off center feel. There we go. And then what we'll do with our symbol here is we'll set the width. I think I had it set to 2 EM just to get it out of the way. But we'll set that to 5. And then adjust padding to match this other side, which this was 1 EM. Yeah. And I think our button will be fine, but maybe we need to reduce the width of that. David, no, you're not. Stuck at home with COVID. No. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I hope you're all right. Do I eyeball the margins or do I have a formula for it? I guess it was pretty formulaic on desktop, but with, mobile, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I design by feel a lot, and I'm not sure if that's like the right answer, but that's what I do. I don't know. All right, so we don't have a width on our nav button, but I think we do have a width on our, nope. It's gonna be the individual lines. So let's change this to like 2.4 and our bottom line to maybe 2. Yeah, that looks cool. And then our switch, I don't think we have a width on any of this. Yeah. I do feel like we need to tone that down a little bit though. It's a little huge. So we'll just set that to maybe 2 EMs. Yeah, there we go. Mo better. So it's coming together. All right, so for this image here, it's feeling a little massive. So we'll just take this image wrapper, and instead of setting a height of 45 EMs, maybe we turn that down to 30. 32, something like that. There we go. Okay. You're in pretty good shape. So this whole section here responds to the viewport height. So obviously, it'll be a lot shorter if the screen is rotated and in landscape mode. So that'll be all right. You know what's happening there? That last 1 pixel, literally 991 pixels. it changes the body font size with code. So let's go ahead in here and just make sure that we only take that down to 992 pixels. So what that does, let's see, so all the way up here. Oh, I guess that's it. Min width 992. Let's change that to 993 and see if that fixes that little glitch there. It surely does not. That is so weird. Do you see that? How do you like Webflow? I've currently like rapid development with a coding environment. This doesn't look like it would mix very well. Dude, if you can actually develop, if you're an engineer or a coder, do you, man. I mean, the Webflow enables designers to build websites, but if you can actually write code, I would probably recommend that. The only time that I would recommend like an engineer to work with Webflow is that if you're creating a website for a client and you need a really good content management system, and you want your client to be able to edit some of the styling without having to create an entire dashboard, then I would recommend doing the site in Webflow. But you can still use custom code on pretty much every aspect of this site. The HTML embed here is really easy to use because the Webflow WYSIWYG editor reads this styling, and so you can see your styling before you publish. So there's a kind of a cool workaround there. Seems like it would be design first workflow, whereas we usually implement design after building, so everything lives in components before we style. Yeah. In your case, keep doing what you're doing. All right, what is with this here? Let's take this down to 990. One. I honestly don't know why we're having that little snap there. I mean, it's got to be the body size changing or the body font size changing, but I honestly don't know where, because it's not changing here. Oop. It's actually not even doing any of the tablet related things, so it must be a Webflow glitch right there. Just literally that 1 pixel is it's the breakpoint that's okay. In the grand scheme of things, this is not going to matter, but it just irritates the crap out of me that it does that on that 1 pixel. Oh man. All right, so one typography thing here. This paragraph is way too wide, and it's contained inside of a 3-column, which has to be at 100% here, because the 2-column is at like 80%, and that looks really good. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a max width on all paragraphs. Let's see, maybe 30 EMs, something like that. think that looks pretty good. I don't think I want to edit that. Let's go ahead and wrap our meta information in a div, and we can style that. There we go. So that'll just basically sit there until we go into tablet. And we'll add some margin to the bottom. There we go. Yeah. I just want to check this size against style guide. Our heading 1 is 5. Okay, good. So we've got good consistency there. Because right here, our heading size is 5 EMs. Now this is an H2, but we've classed it as an H1 just for aesthetic reasons. Okay. Is this still too tight, like on the left side? I'm kind of feeling like it is. The grain is animated. Looks fine to you? But what if it's not fine, Sam? That looks better. I like that better. And you know what? It's my site, Sam. Get off. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's just check our resources page. So once we've gotten 1 or 2 pages like really good, the rest of them should kind of fall in line. And that's really what we're checking here. So this one has an interesting thing that the link block, looking for a width here. Since this is a slider, it needs to show the next item, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, so right here, this width is too much. So we'll take that down to like maybe 40. Probably do 35 on that. Okay. So here's an interesting dilemma. We've got our filters here, and then we've got our collection below. And I think the reason why it's wrapping is it's inside of a 1-column layout here. Okay. So in order to get the filters to show up next to the thing, which I don't even know if I want to do, to be honest. I might just want to have like a heading up here that says filter by, and then more of like a gridded out. Kern that O and U. You can't really, right? I don't think you can kern individual letters unless you wrap them in a span in the web. We'll name this David. You got your own class on my website, David. Let's do negative. Oh God, Something like that. It's going to be so annoying to have that span there, but you know what? It's just for you. All right. So visually, I don't know how I want to solve this problem. I'm kind of wondering if we need the functionality to filter on one of these devices anyways. Because my first instinct was to just get rid of it. If I were not going to get rid of it, probably wouldn't want it to show up next to the actual grid because of the screen size. Then we would only be able to have one resource, like a single column resource grid. I don't know if I want that. Although it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Look, Mom, famous. Hey, you're Mock over on YouTube. Hello. I gotta start on this gallon. What would you do? What would you guys do here? Keep the filter on the side? I did something similar for a friend of mine. Let's see. I think I might have just hid her filters. Yeah, I just hid her filters and put a search bar there. And that seemed to make sense because she's got tons of products. All right, thoughts? What should we do? Hide the filters? Keep them? Sam says yes. That's not helpful. That is very true. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this a one column. We're gonna tone these things down a little bit because those are huge. And we'll change the aspect ratio of these thumbnails. We'll probably just stick to a one column layout and then make this sticky. Pull out filter tab, meaning remove it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like add a little tab over here that's like, hey, filter this. That's kind of cool. Oh, it's a lot of work though. I don't know if I want to do all that. Okay, so a small, oh, I see. Yeah, something like an accordion that drops down or something like that. I tell you what, for tablet, we'll keep it always visible, and then on mobile we'll do something like that where we hide it. All right, so I need to add a combo class here. One column filters. And we'll reset our width to be maybe like a third, so 33% should be good enough. And then our collection list, let's find our width on that. Oh, wrong one. Okay, so we're working with a 4 column, no padding, and then let's go ahead and add our filter combo, and we'll change the width to 60%. Okay, and then we simply need to make this, let's see. So right now it's display flex horizontal. We'll change that to vertical. And then each one of these items will be 100%. And then our image wrapper will need a height of much less. So we kind of bring those into into the realm of possibility there. And then our heading 3s, right now they're set to 2.5. Let's refer to our style guide here. And these should be 1.7. So we'll go back over here and reset that. Okay, so we'll do one column. So here's our collection list wrapper. So we'll go ahead and class this filter list wrapper. Set that to sticky. Well, that didn't work. No worries. We'll handle that later. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. I don't see anything else that we need to really edit on this page. Aside from these monster margins here. Though they're not terrible. That feels a little bit better. Okay. Now let's fix this sticky issue. Okay. Oh, Sarmassi. Thanks for the comment. I don't recognize you. Are you new? Welcome, if so. Okay, so sticky. And maybe we go 2 EMs. Yeah, that worked great. Thanks for that. I forgot about that. Okay. That works great. Got myself in a sticky situation. Dad joke landed. Hello. Well, right on. Welcome, Sarmassi. Appreciate it. Saved the day there. I think I'm actually going to make that a little bit lower because one thing that it's missing is like the word filters, like the header, and I would want that to kind of be up top here. Let's go back to desktop and check that out. So we'll probably need to put that in here. Look at all those heading classes in here. Oh God, that's terrible. Just terrible. That might be a little much, huh? Maybe just a paragraph will do it. See, that looks good on... Oh, hold up. Oh, I see. So the heading would disappear if I had the sticky on set to this class here. So let's do this. Because we already have a combo class, let's try making this sticky. And set like 1.4 EM up there. Well, that didn't work. How are we filtering on Webflow? We're actually using a paid plugin to do that. Yeah. Matter of fact, we could probably set that up now. You guys want to do that? Set this back to sticky. Do 2EM. Get that to line up with the menu. Right there. Yeah, let me get out of screen sharing so I don't dox myself. And I will log into this third-party thing. So what I'm using is JetBoost, and it's cheating. There's ways, I think FinSuite has a way to Oh, I see. This is why I didn't do it yet. I have to have a... Oh, hold on. Let's see. Remember it's new. Authorize application. There we go. So FinSuite has a way that you can do it with custom code. But as I dug into that tutorial on a different site, it was a little bit overwhelming. So I'm not going to do that, and I'm just going to stick to the easy button, you know? Right, so let me share my screen one more time. And we're inside JetBoost. So I've got my filters set up for my friend's website, and, you know, product search, product filter. It's super easy to set these boosters up. So we'll go ahead and start doing this now. So we've got dynamic list filters. I'm going to create that. Okay, so which collection on your site do you want to filter? Let's do resources. And then which field on your collection do you want to filter by? And that's going to be resource type. Can someone select multiple options for this field? I'm going to say no. Add selected filters to the URL. No. All right, so we'll continue here. Yeah, I got it to work. I got the FinSuite thing snippet to work. Yeah. It's finicky. Okay, so we're gonna add the JetBoost script to the head code. So we'll go over here. Actually, do this. So go to the bottom. Add that bad boy. Save. And I think we need to publish. Test and continue. Beautiful. Okay, so now we just add some classes here. So in the Webflow designer, locate your resources collection list wrapper element and add the class below it. So we'll copy that. We'll go over to the designer. And here we have collection list wrapper. Just make sure that this is the right the right thing. Resource collection list wrapper element. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to style this resources list. And then we'll add the combo class. I'm going to paste this right from JetBoost. Okay. And then add the JetBoost collection item embed. Add an embed element inside of your collection item, then copy the code below and paste it into the embed code. All right. So now we're going to go into an individual item, add a little bit of HTML, paste the code, and then it says, oh, okay. I thought I was going to have to change this slug, but I don't think we do. So we'll save and close. I think we need to publish. Make sure that published. There we go. Test and continue. 2 checks passed, 0 issues found. All right. You can use it on multiple sites. Yep. And it's not dirt cheap. It's definitely not free. So if you're working on a very limited budget, then figuring out the FinSuite thing, probably the best option. But all right, so we've got a button. We've created this button filter. That's right. And then we need to add JetBoost's filter list wrapper class. We'll copy this. And over here in our filter list wrapper, we'll add this class. And then same thing. So we need to add our collection item or our embed inside the collection item. Paste it there, save and close. Okay, so I'm gonna do that styling later. And we can go ahead and publish this and test. So what it's asking me to do is style how I want the active filtered selection to look. But I'll do that later. Kind of just want to test just to make sure that we are working. Woo woo. All right, let's how on earth do we rename? Oh, there we go. Name. Okay. Resources, filtering. Save changes. There we go. Now there's a couple other things that we can do here. We can add a reset button, a select all button, default filters, all that kind of good stuff, but I don't think we'll need that right off the bat. Let's go ahead and publish this one more time. One more again. And we'll check it out, see if it works. To do that though, I think I might need to add a couple of resources here because I think we only, oh, templates. There we go. Okay. Okay, so here we are in resources, and then we'll filter by templates, and it works great. Yeah, exactly. Confetti equals something good. Tell me something good. Okay, and then we can go software. So super easy. How long did that take? Like 8 minutes? Easy. $9 a month, but I'm curious to see how many sites you can use that on. I'm gonna check pricing and stuff, so I'm gonna go back to just chatting. Let's see. Yeah, it says use JetBoost products on all of your sites with custom domains under one Webflow account. So like, let's say you had 5 or 6 clients. Well, take it like this. If you get everything, it's $29 a month. And if you have $10 a client, that's literally $3. And so what I do, you know, since I have my friend's site under my account and I'm using this for her site, I simply add, you know, whatever her share of the JetBoost subscription is onto her hosting. So it's really not that bad. It's just a part of the hosting that we charge clients. You always warn clients that if there's additional purchases to complete the project, they'll be told before you buy. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. I like this because it's so easy to set up. Like, I'm willing to pay for the easy button. Okay. So that works. We'll need to do that same exact thing for all of our other filters. But we are out of time today. I got to get to work. So I think we'll wrap this up. So far so good though. Like we got a lot done today. I can't have that. I cannot have that. There we go. Oh, better. So that's kind of the basics of, you know, responsive development, if you can call it that, in Webflow. And it's really easy. Much easier than a lot of the WordPress stuff that I used to do. Okay. All right, so we'll probably do one more stream of this on Thursday. We probably have some significant work to do on the menu. Yeah. So we'll probably be hiding the menu images, and then definitely not. Yeah, we got some layout issues to handle here. Oh, it's so broken. It's so broken. On desktop though, woo! I'm so stoked. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for letting us know that you published your site. It was fun to check out. Yeah. It's the prediction part that is a bit tricky sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I think you just gotta know what you're getting yourself into. Which is why I typically wait until we've moved past discovery to quote the full scope of the project, if that makes sense. So, like, you know, part of our discovery when we were working with web clients was really like ironing out all the feature set, all the features that they wanted on the site, and building the sitemap together and stuff like that. So like, I'm thinking that if I could recommend one thing to you guys, charge for discovery as part of your process, and then have the rest of your scope be something that's like a little bit more flexible. So that way you can nail things down after you know what you're gonna make. That way you don't have to disclaimer things and people know exactly what they're getting into. Now, there's always going to be the chance of like change orders and things like that, but yeah, that's the way we like to do it. Hope you don't mind. I'm going to creatively steal some ideas. Hey, as long as you steal like an artist, Moby, that'll be totally fine. Enjoy. All right, guys, let's find somebody to raid. The Tuesday, Thursday schedule does not typically lead to anyone but A, which is brilliant. Let's see. Unless you guys want to do a hot tub stream. I mean, we could do a hot tub stream. It's, you know? I'm just playing. We're not going to do that. Let's see. In the art channel. For those of you guys on YouTube, when we raid on Twitch, it means we kind of like, I guess the raid is the best word for it. All of viewers of this channel get to kind of move over to somebody else's stream altogether, and we can make a ruckus. It's fun. Turns out A's not online. Either that or oh yeah, he is. There he is. Okay. Just to make sure, I would love for there to be 3 or 4 other design streamers that we could raid, because I really think that the process, even if you're, you know, just starting out, it's so awesome to have like people just hanging out. Some of the problems that we've solved in the past few months have been from people in the chat just giving me some advice, and it's just been fantastic. So stream, people. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, let's go to A. All right, let's see. We'll get past this commercial so I can hear his welcome message. And I'll start the raid for all of you on Twitch. And then folks on YouTube, there is always a chance that I will forget to turn off my stream while we raid. So stick around, it might happen. All right, let me know when you guys are ready to raid. We've got 25 out of 36. You gotta press a button and then we go. Moby, don't be nervous. There are so many kind people in here. I'm sure you'll encounter trolls. Matter of fact, the first time that I encountered a troll was somebody who pulled the wool over my eyes, and he said he put a donation in the chat somehow. And it turns out it wasn't a donation. After the stream, I was like looking in my stream report. I was like, I know he said I thanked him. You know, it said he donated $20. Like, where did that go? I didn't even know I had that enabled. And no, it's just a troll. But you'll find that the design community here on Twitch and on YouTube, at least for the live viewers, are very welcoming. Okay, you guys ready? 26 people ready to go? Let's go raid A. As always, thank you so much for hanging out. You make my day every Tuesday, every Thursday. And that being said, next week, or next stream, not next week, on Thursday, we'll probably wrap up the responsive stuff, and then we move into content. So I'm going to be making some crazy stuff. Oh, I guess they already left. So goodbye. Everybody on YouTube, thanks. See you later.
Big Rusty Boy 853 is now following.
Everyone coming with the raid and being overwhelmed by the emotes, and also the fact that you can't fucking see the screen. Feel free to like click this link. Oh, you were still talking? Oh, yeah, there is a timer which is based off the number of people that are joining in the beginning. So the number of people that you have in your stream dictates the time you have to say goodbye in a way. But yeah, you can finish what you were saying if you but yeah, and let's do the emotes again. Always always appreciated. Hi everyone who doesn't know me yet. I'm A or AOA designer. I'm looking and working most of the time in Figma. And I'm also a mod in Ben's stream, so you probably see me or saw me in his chat from time to time. And yeah, today we are doing a bit of a challenge for Memorizely. You can type !challenge